The NFL draft is in the books. Now it's time to talk undrafted free agents. Welcome into Ravens Rundown, powered by Chat Sports. Tyler Jones here with you with a complete look at the Ravens UDFA tracker. We'll go through every name as well as an additional camp invite in just a matter of moments. Before we do, what is your one-word reaction to the Ravens draft? How did EDC and John Harbaugh do? Give me your one word to describe it all. My one word is crushed. They crushed this draft. I feel like that EDC and company really did a good job of putting together some good talent to take this team to the next level. Give me your one-word reaction in the comment section and let us know. All right, let's go through the UDFAs. We begin with Tayvion Robinson, wide receiver from the University of Kentucky. Hometown, Virginia Beach, Virginia. Comes in at 24 years old, a senior. 5'10", 191 pounds. Dayton Wade, wide receiver from Ole Miss, is off to Baltimore as well. And Dayton Wade, a small guy at 5'9", 176 pounds, out of Atlanta, Georgia. As the Ravens, the next few names you'll see, plenty of different wide receiver options here, which also includes DeAngelo Hardy, a wide receiver out of North Central, also selected to this team. And he's a bit of a bigger guy compared to the other two we first mentioned. 6 foot, 208 pounds, DeAngelo Hardy is out of Lake Villa, Illinois, a senior on that front there. Also, some more names to get to. Isaiah Washington, a wide receiver from Rutgers, also on this list as well. And Washington checks in at 6'2", 1/4, and 206 pounds. He's out of Jacksonville, Florida, a senior. And one more receiver for you. After the run on receivers, it wraps up with Ty James, a wide receiver from Mercer. And he checks in at 6 foot 1/4, 199 pounds, from Conyers, Georgia. And those are the first 5 receivers there off the board. Some local names that Ravens fans will be very excited about as we find our first Maryland Terp. That is Corey Bullock out of Maryland. We mentioned an offensive guard, and he's got the size down. Grew up in the state as well, so he's staying right close to home. But 6'2", 307 pounds. He is one of 2 Maryland players that signed UDFA deals. We'll tell you about the other in just a little while from right now. But I want to know, who is your favorite UDFA that the Ravens have signed to this point? Give me your guy in the comment section. Maybe you got a couple guys that stand out to you. Weigh in, let us know who those players are. Next, we find Darrian Dalcourt, a center from the University of Alabama. And with Dalcourt, it's fascinating. He was on this Alabama team where he wasn't a starter, right? He was a backup, actually, for the Alabama Crimson Tide. So good for him to still get an opportunity in the National Football League. He checks in at 6'2", 309, and it's a homecoming for him as he grew up in the state of Maryland as well. A senior there. We'll see what he does with his opportunity. Iowa has been known for their tight ends, right? We've seen what they've produced over the years from the George Kittles of the world and more. And now we find another here. Joe Evans, also on this list. He's from Ames, Iowa, which is actually where Iowa State is. Ended up playing his college ball down the road at Iowa, so had a little situation there, if you will, a Judas, if you want to call him that. 6'1", 246 pounds. And we've seen the Ravens' track record when it comes to developing tight ends. He'll be one to watch as well. More to come here on Ravens Rundown in just a moment. Before we do, I want to tell you about today's sponsor. That is Prize Picks. Prize Picks is the place to go for daily fantasy made easy. Here's how it works. Choose 2 or more players on any given category. Get the choice of more or less, whether you're talking rebounds in basketball, goals in hockey, home runs in baseball, birdies in golf, and more. All sorts of different categories to choose from, different sports that you can mix and match as well. And with the NBA playoffs here, here's what I got here for you. Today's entry goes as followed. We're going with Nicholas Batum to have less than half a block shot. Got Tyrese Maxey to have more than 2.5 turnovers. Joel Embiid to have less than 1.5 assists, and Josh Hart to have less than 14.5 points. Now, this price pick entry, folks, this is 4 picks to win $250, a $25 power play. So we got a big opportunity to make some cash here on Prize Picks, and we want to add a little incentive for you to play along with us on Prize Picks, folks. We're offering you a $100 deposit match on your first entry when you use the promo code CLNS. Go to prizepicks.com/CLNS, promo code CLNS for that $100 deposit match. The link is in the comments and description of today's video. Download Prize Picks today. You'll be glad you did. All right, another one for you on the list is Jermaine Franklin, the defensive tackle from the University of Duke. And he checks in at 6'1", 311 pounds. Another Maryland kid checking in. So great to see these guys get the opportunity to play for the home state team in the NFL. The 10th UDFA signing is Tramel Walthour, the edge rusher from the University of Georgia. And he stands at 6'3", 273 pounds out of Hinesville, Georgia, a senior this past season, and won a couple national championships there with the Georgia Bulldogs. Also on the list is Yvandy Rigby, a linebacker from Temple, and he is 24 years old, grew up in New Jersey in Egg Harbor Township, stands at 6 foot, 239 pounds. The name you all have been waiting for, Ravens fans. A lot of excitement on Ravens social media and on X over the last few hours about this move, as Beau Brade, safety from the University of Maryland, signs with the Baltimore Ravens. And the Ravens have a need when it comes to that safety position, so he'll have a real chance to compete and see what he's made of. We had him on our big board, actually, as the number 11 player at the safety spot in this year's draft, number 130 player overall. He comes from Clarksville, stands at 6 foot, 203 pounds, 22 years old, and a senior this past season. Played in 12 games with 75 tackles, 4 tackles for loss, 1 interception, 6 pass breakups, 1 forced fumble. And in coverage, gave up 230 yards and 3 touchdowns, did not get called for a single penalty. Special teams value will help him make a roster. A versatile safety who can play deep in the box, did miss too many tackles, lacks elite athletic ability. And Tom Downey had a 4th-round grade on him, so incredible value to get him as a UDFA. Willing to engage in run support, gets himself in position, but does miss some tackles. Solid feel for coverage, especially zone. Did flash some coverage, but was hoping for some more out of him. Triggers properly with solid instincts. The tackling concern was a bit overwhelmed in coverage at times. Some athletic concerns. Athletic testing was kind of meh, but some very good value for Baltimore to get a guy that had a 4th-round grade as a UDFA. Certainly the standout of this UDFA class. And then one more for you, a long snapper. That is Randen Plattner out of Kansas State, a 6'2", 244-pound long snapper from Parkville, Missouri, a senior this past season with the Kansas State Wildcats, won a Big 12 title a season ago. Also, one more for you, a camp invite. Didn't get signed as a UDFA, but will get the chance to compete at rookie minicamp, and that is John McCartan, a linebacker from Oregon State. So there you have it. That is the full list of UDFAs for the Baltimore Ravens. How would you grade the UDFA class? I'll be honest here. I love having Beau Brade. That's incredible value. That gets you an A just for getting Beau Brade, a 4th-round grade as a UDFA. Everyone else, a little overwhelming, if we're going to be frank, but we'll see what EDC and company come up with. Get your grades in the comment section and let us know. Subscribe now to Ravens Rundown for continuing Ravens coverage. Just because the draft is over doesn't mean we're done with here. We're going to be talking rookie minicamp and OTAs and counting you down to training camp as well over the next several weeks. So lock us in. Subscribe now for continuing Ravens coverage, and we'll see you next time here on Ravens Rundown.